something I consider too is, what if we replace the concept of inner child healing with the concept of compassion for our underdeveloped adult self? So I've kind of shifted away from the idea of inner child healing in terms of, I found that, as we are adults, we have to connect with a different part of ourselves, not just like the 5-year-old version of ourselves that frankly was, your frontal lobe is not developed as a human being yet. There's a lot that you're learning. However, as adults, we can have fully formed frontal lobes and still be acquiring new skills. And for that reason, those skills are currently underdeveloped, and we have to continue to have compassion for that. So when it comes to learning a new language, for example, remembering that there are adults, you don't have to be young to be learning something new and to be underdeveloped in a particular field. And when you have compassion for that state of being and that state of thinking, then you can see that progress happens from that place, from the place of already being an adult who admittedly may not have those skills right now, who is working towards those skills. So from an underdeveloped adult in that area to a more developed and more functioning adult, rather than working with the inner child concept, only because I realized that it just works with a concept that does not align with adulthood. And so this idea of there being a 5-year-old version of you inside, I think instead you have a heart and a mind that is an adult heart and mind. And if there are parts of that heart and mind that are underdeveloped, then that's okay to admit that you are an adult that's underdeveloped in those ways. Like emotionally, or I think learning a new language is a big one. And so when it comes to the ways that we speak about other people, are they immature or are they underdeveloped in this area? Are they stupid or are they underdeveloped in this area? So a lot of times there may be an assertion of like, at this age you should know certain things, without realizing that there are points in development that are chronological. And yet, have you ever heard of like somebody being passed on to the next grade just because they were on the sports team or they were too tall? I mean, you would hear all types of things. They're like, you're too tall to be a 5th grader still, so we just gonna pass you up to 6th. So realizing that in our human society, things continue going. There's like one monkey don't stop no show. So sometimes when people are undeveloped in a certain area, they get left behind. Not because they are childlike, but because they are underdeveloped as adults.